Mariola hino balie anala bambang ka wikiti ka bambang ka twanyama and badimlu anal badimalam e Mr. Tenkobo aka I'm the only romantic man in my village, the biggest village in the Gambia. Please search or Google. Ladies and gentlemen, be left on finally New York City, America Bankunkan, Desane, ko dimba bala balaji, dimba ning ay mo jaman nyobo America Bankunkan, Saturday e ka fay New York. So therefore, nyim fandato natakaba ko soro je bake, because malali ya fukom ko kibaro ya tande kay tande ko mentara fumo tang ane worawula. Ber nata Gambianol soro je, Gambianol mentara fumo tang ane kiring. Mbading binawo toltara lengi karali nang Gambianol wolu jimalti ani be sangi jolle ni milan ko ini bota nyin accident bakono. Wala janni ga fu ngadum nyim platform ko de janni ga ngadum programme ko follow. So please, if you are a new member in this platform, please do all your effort and subscribe in this channel. Don't forget, it's your boy Tenkobo, aka the only romantic man in my village, the biggest village in the Gambia. Don't search, don't Google. Please, today is no site, because today is my own country. We want to find a bank quality be, so it's not easy, So therefore, back. Inshallah.
I have come here from Washington to meet you and the local authorities to learn more about this tragic incident that took so many lives and left many more struggling for their lives. This is very unfortunate, and I think I dare say that the majority of the victims apparently have their roots from the Gambia. We are a very small country of about less than 2 million people, and we are all related. Everybody knows everybody. So our country is currently in a state of shock. Before I came in here, I spoke to the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Mr. Adam Barrow, and he has asked me to extend his condolences to the bereaved family members from the Gambia and from everywhere. This is a shock. Our thoughts and prayers are with the family. Thank you.
Eyewitness News. I'm Joe Torres with a tragic update to the story we have been following this afternoon in the Bronx. We've just learned that fire in Tremont killed at least 19 people, and we're told 9 of them are children, 10 of them adults. And sadly, authorities say that number could continue to rise. Authorities say 13 others are in very serious condition right now. All of this unfolding in an apartment building in the Tremont neighborhood. Mayor Adams said a short time ago, this will be one of the worst fires we have witnessed in New York City in a long time. Eyewitness News reporter Naveen Dhaliwal on the scene joins us with more on what's happening there now. Naveen.
Joe, this is a catastrophic and devastating fire and very active investigation here at East 181st Street. The building is this one. It is a 19-story building. Officials say that fire broke out in a duplex apartment on the 3rd floor. And when you look at that 3rd floor, that's where you see the concentration of that damage. The windows broken in, inside just charred. I've been watching investigators inside with flashlights as they move through this. It does that this fire is under control because they're able to go inside the building at this hour. Now, firefighters arrived here just before 11 o'clock this morning. When they got here, they found thick, dark smoke in the hallway. They found victims, they say, on every floor in the stairwells. These victims were in cardiac and respiratory arrest. Officials say dozens of victims right now. And right now, we're looking at 19 people dead. Out of those 19, 9 are children, 10 are adults. Now, the fire commissioner, Daniel Nigro, says in a press conference earlier today that he expects numerous fatalities and other severe injuries. Now, so far, those injured have smoke inhalation, severe burns. They've been taken to local hospitals where they are being treated. Now, back here at the scene, this fire again is under control. It's under investigation, and the units right there on the 3rd floor are the concentration of this investigation. Now, officials say they do tell us that the smoke traveled fast from that third floor all the way up to the building. They also say that it spread quickly because some people actually left their doors open, allowing for that air to suck in. But again, we're looking at numerous fatalities at this time. 19 people dead, 9 of them children. We're looking at 10 adults, and officials say that number is expected to unfortunately rise. Reporting live in the Tremont section of the Bronx, Naveen Dhaliwal, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Naveen, we're thinking of all the victims impacted by that fire. Thank you. This story will be developing all afternoon, throughout the night as well.
Oh my God, people just screaming. It's devastating. It's heartbreaking. I've cried a lot because I think about children, a 3 or 4-year-old that lost their life to this devastating fire. It's painful. We've not experienced anything like this in New York City in 30 years, and it just reminds me that life is so precious.
This is an unspeakable tragedy.
An update from New York authorities Monday after a deadly fire erupted in a 19-floor Bronx apartment building a day earlier. About half the victims are children. Dozens of people hurt, many hospitalized with life-threatening injuries. Investigators are pointing to a malfunctioning electric space heater as the cause. And New York City Mayor Eric Adams, just over a week into the job, telling Good Morning America,
It appears the ability to have the smoke spread is due to the door being open. We do have a law, as it was mentioned, that it should close automatically. There may have been a maintenance issue with this door, and that is going to be part of the ongoing investigation.
Did the building meet other standards for fire safety?
Of our understanding, yes, there were no outstanding issues. We believe there were 2 violations that were mentioned in the last few years.
Doors in apartment houses are required to close automatically to prevent fires from spreading through the building. Some inside couldn't escape because of the smoke. Several residents say at first they ignored the alarms because they go off so often.
So many of us were used to hearing that fire alarm go off, so it was like second nature to us. Okay, not until I actually seen the smoke coming in the door, I realized it was a real fire, and I heard people yelling, help, help, help.
To each family member that is affected by this.
A vigil held Monday as questions are being raised about the safety of low-income city housing. The building provided affordable housing units. Many of the residents were from the area's large Gambian community.
This is a global tragedy because of the Bronx, and New York City is representative of the ethnicities and cultures across the globe.
Some 200 firefighters were involved in the response. New York City's mayor praising their efforts, calling them heroic, and saying many of the firefighters, their oxygen tanks were on empty. And instead of turning back, they pushed through the smoke to pull people out. Melissa Duggan, City News.
Any known fatalities at this point?
We expect there to be numerous fatalities, but we don't know yet.
The total stories, is it 12? How tall? The total stories in the building, 19?
19 stories.
Go ahead.
Anybody jump out of the buildings?
We had reports of people. We think someone did come out the window as they were trying to get onto a portable ladder that our members put out, and they might have fallen from the building. I'm not sure if anybody jumped from the building before we arrived.
Which area hospitals were they transferred?
All hospitals in the Bronx.
And what about the cause of the fire, initial cause of the fire?
That we don't know yet, but the marshals will be in there, and I'm certain they will determine a cause.
Is it suspicious, though, at this point?
It is not suspicious at this point.
Commissioner, on the critical injuries, do we know what type of injuries they are? Smoke inhalation, burns?
Severe smoke inhalation of all these folks.
So the smoke is what was really bad here as opposed to the flames?
Well,
it's always bad, but
certainly the fire consumed 2 floors of this apartment, but the smoke injuries above, no one was burned.
What I'm telling you this saying, Daily Meli, Kibaro Mentara, Fundite la Fandado, or the sign been out told the Giberali, Molian Loco, Alamane Balu, Kata City Fodoti, Malamina, Nindimbabota, Wato Mena, Imane Fasoto, and doing nice and encouragement, Tony Bekaranja. Ibemu Gambianolti Romobe Shidwa di la Sabante Flolo Alamane ma anin kafar kele yo saying wala mu jumati mbafurale Fatmata Drame ate sangi talulu ayole balu ni Fatmata Drame ay sandi talulu ayole balu bari ñim farma drame anata din saba soto wol be nada fatu ñin dulatole wol be nada siona bang e ñin dulatole alamani ma anin kafar kila e sabante frol to mamu labe wala mu juma jumati farmata ob chebe sangi mo anin killing ya family so ina rajibe ko deke Aisha o chebe sangi tang anin kononto yinata boje ko deke ibe Muhammad sallallahu obe sangi tang anin fula almane man ka fakela sabonti flole be kaydo tala nga eleman dale again hansa mbe tendena again kaje kom ko ndesane musola ana akema husband and wife yil fanan inata kolya kuba hoto in accident konole ifana manna balo yaje so nye haji soto haji jawara ate sangi tannani anin killing awle balo haji jawara anala muso ndesane Aisha tu jabi ay sangi tansaba anin killing Aisha tu jabi yole balo almani ma anin kafar kala sabante frewliye anin sabante fre to mal wela be ha tonya de accident di binta bakele ni be mo sede frewle inshallah almani ma anin kafar kala ala jam sonan di kantal di tal jam fanya la kila hormot han ka bimbe tentenale again nga do fana yele mandale ko take mbita Fatumata Dukure sangi lulu ay sangi lulu le balu Mariama Dukure ay sangi tang anin killing awle balu desa dindu la ñindi sangi tang anin killing yaje 5 years old ako sangi lulu dinding bije min sangi lulu dinding ikafa e hawa bari I think ilah Muhammad lekla jang but neata kam ko safirar nyamin hawa Muhammadu bal atinga ga hawa Muhammad Mustafa wala yenda kala finga hawa Muhammad Mustafa Dukure ni hawa Muhammad Mustafa Dukure ate sanji tang anin killing ayole balu Umaru Jabang sanji woro ayole balu man ka fay bebde nuladi Touré Seydou sangi tang anin fula awle balu mbadul ñel be kaf ñoma sangi fure tang anin killing ibolo sot laji birin din billala fokata bula ke balala wala folo jafo kalu inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi rajiun sabante frewlu almani ma anin kafar kele kala jang sonandi kantal ni tal jam fanyola non la kan nañ ko do ngatan billahi kala jang sonandi kantal ni tal jam fanyola ndesan abal fa warta baake ni be mu sede frewlu lati adibin tabaki ye yabula itara tungala ndesan sanata ay tarje fo ndara fo mo tang anin feng mo tang anin warwula ni gamino bon mo tang anin warwula kono mo tang anin killing gamino mo le bantaji ana ngay be dol biye woni di mballo aji muso killing na din sabo understand me do biye na dingulu do biya na musolu you know it's too much so it's very very sad ye harmadun kay wala kan de ko jongo aya wulu lalong bari ama far lalong min kada kaba kubati kabri ngani moy min kada state fanato ndem fan la state bala fa warta ndesan bari harmadun sembetul harmadun la jembet harmadun sembet harmadun la fedeta harmadun la so mashallah ay la nyanding abe yalaw nyamale so ala tan ko nyilde abela watu dan la janne ndesan mo tanim feng ibela watu na bang dingla kilunto dimbala masibo di bam fen dimyal nako disan mosi yakilo tado bake so wala kindam mbe diamla bake especially those who also they are wiring milka wiring ke al shakara bake al sikolta al si itoboto kendeke ani mi fadalo nako ika sondolo malado ka fay kandio abisa hakilo to bake ni pisa to bake minga dimbadi do kula ni be do kula isa make so comme ko in case ni dimba bota ngenta kam fam porte janne ni wato ngam bang ma do fe ci kan no som no ni wato banda fere tijede fote So therefore, anybody know be consigning and alingani a little bit video van jibe after ngana muray nang inshallah rabbi kaitan di ko incident men hapunta num ko manto abala fana ni ko yani so ngani video jibe after ngana muray nang ngata den nakatala ala baraka bag.
As the small Gambian community in the Bronx grieved an unimaginable loss of life, a city of diverse immigrants reminded them today they are not alone in their grief.
I want to do my part to help out and bring in donations. It's not just for the African community, but for New York City.
From Monroe College to the Alden Hotel, an endless stream of Good Samaritans showed up with cars packed to the brim with food and clothing. Organizations like ICNA Relief pledged long-term financial support, while volunteers with the Gambian Youth Organization were touched to learn their GoFundMe page for victims raised $500,000 in a day.
People really care. The support we got, it has changed and make us feel like, everybody is connected.
City leaders Monday announced the creation of a task force to connect victims with emergency services and emotional support. They also pledged to help families with housing.
We will guarantee that you will have a permanent home, whether it's here at Twin Parks or elsewhere in the Bronx.
Support also came through the form of prayer Monday.
Lord God, we need you like never before.
At the foot of the apartment complex, religious leaders held a vigil for the 17 lives lost inside. Cardinal Dolan among the many who paused to pay his respects.
It was really, really bad. It was really bad. I could take it more. I dropped on my knees and started to pray to God and ask God, please help us.
The fire may have mostly affected one community, but New Yorkers are letting those families know the loss was universal. In the Fordham Heights section of the Bronx, Christina Fan, CBS 2 News.
Mbadingu sa nyina ka boje ndesane menkeda nyim fulol beti e be donation fana ne kendeke mentara e kodima jama bata ya kafunyoma mentara for $500,000 dolko $500,000. So therefore han kabide ni momo nim parda pour que da kafunyi makorema affaire bakele. So albadin lebije alla banku di mo lebije albadin gambiano lomo. Yes. So nyin kay makoro ya gini mobe ni mo woni makoro keno isagini because adimindal funa la full family. They all wipe out like that. Yeah? No, abaraka warta. Amiro warta, abaraka warta. So walakin nang faido ndesan amane man ka fega tala drum. Yes. Because be menyamenten bi abukala bakala pi hanga because if come on. It's very sad. Full family. Mufona dimulu be tangina once. Ni kumbo shifa yibuke deno. Kumbo shifa ademan dia. Da kuma la foyten. Ko Muhammad tara Aisha zara de. Understand? Awanyolu le shi. Ibuka long Maryam Fatimata nyolu le. Too much. Understand? Sangi mo nin killing, sangi tan saba nin killing, sangi tan nani, sangi tan lulu nin killing, sangi tan saba nin killing, sangi tan nin killing, sangi woro, sangi lulu. What? Oh, kabrin dimba fantara ndaka mila da men nafang. Kabrin dimba tar say fa sembo warta bun kono silang. Ke 1 million fa bi yamara ta suko dindin mi fana hande ko no, ibi sangi lulu, sangi woro, sangi tan nin killing. Yidi betar mu al halale ko roje. Bawo betar ko mo lay balla ko wala borumo bal fana me fere be kata kan nan ni fere be no pour que dinu kanan li bul kanam no le kara wula na dimu tema bro ni jusole man din soto din tebulu if you have son or daughter ibal nako dingu na wula tema ni fere bi je nya bi je il be kanan le yes. But masotalla nate ko kuwe nyangel la ko nyale ya ako ni bela wato bi danna bela ako ni bela wato bi danna janne bala ko ne ko jongo aya wudu la long par jongo ama fab la long jongo aya wudu la long jongo ama barka la long ibita kan sabini kan ana doa ke so ni mi fa na donation ka dron problème tije ici badi ici kam fay donation be tikane han sina be tikane I'm gonna stop now. People are doing donation. People that are doing help. They are asking for help. So ni me aso drone isi ma ko ro no albade mun lamu do bi for the dimbal la do bi dimbal la bi do bi ci kan la bi ndanto at shara tunga sa dimintali adiminta bakele desan ni dol bi ni yalo kanko saabi ne kan is better fanga ya fu ko satalla ko itam fam la banku kan wala ko mata desan because moment ding ika do dan wala ikana fa e tunga la ita fa ila molia so may their so perfect rest in peace amane ma anin ka fa kala sabande folia kana jang so nan die
you come cry
whatever.
Gira ka kamu na po.
I don't say subscribe. Okay, thank you.
Kula yere jisma min follow.